Oh shit! I forgot to pause the up screen. Shit! I ain't gonna lie, that beat is so catchy. I ain't gonna front. Like I fucking love that beat. What's going on, Robo Strange?
What's good? What's good,
How you
man?
doing, my brother?
Chilling, chilling.
Yeah,
Hey, I made it. I made it this
dude,
time.
I'm glad those technical issues got resolved.
Shit,
It was a
dude.
combination of technical issues and moving. You were having moving technical issues.
Moving technical issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just gonna be that way for about the next month and a half,
Shit,
which I
man.
think is which I think is funny, since I'm just now bought a new computer.
Mhm.
I'm gonna join the PC world
The master
and
race.
the master race. And check this out though.
What's up, Judah? How
I'm
you doing?
not Judah. What's
Yo,
going on?
the raddest of all Judahs, man.
But I have no patience. So, like right now, I mean, if it's not obvious, I'm like in the dining room. I got this dope ass jelly bean poster that's all my shots every time.
By the way, that
Um,
jelly beans better still be there in your game room.
I like, I
They,
for real kind of want it. It's like part of like history now. You know what I'm saying?
like,
It's history.
which is weird because every time I see like come across your Instagram, I'm like, why am I craving jelly beans? So I blame you.
But I'm gonna set up that PC anyway because I got no levels of patience, and still be in the middle of a move. Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, we welcome you here in the peach state. I've not seen that one peach since I came to Georgia, but I think that's a reference to the booty. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Pete.
like peach shaped booties. You know what I mean? Which is that's why the emoji is what it is. So, anyways, welcome back, people. This is your boy El Cipher Cipher from Cipher World, and my man Robo Strange from IFLC. And today, we're just gonna basically complain for an hour straight about
Yeah.
stereotypes that we're tired of hearing. Not saying some of them might be, they might have some truth to them, but come on, man.
Yeah.
It's 2020. We need to come up with new jokes, new stereotypes. I feel like we have evolved, past the 90s to kind of
That's
have,
right.
new
That's right.
stereotypes. But go ahead, Rob. We'll talk to us.
I mean, and it's not even just about problematic shit. We'll probably go through. We'll go over some problematic shit, but really it's just like old, like not applicable, and I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got? How about this one? Let's go now. We'll save. We'll save.
What else?
We'll see if anybody else joins in because this one I do want to. But let's go with temper.
Temper.
People temper.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard that? How about this? Have you ever had a homeboy that's not Hispanic or Latino, and he says, "Oh, Latin women, they're the best, but they're crazy.
They're crazy.
They'll cut you.
They might stab
They'll
you.
cut you."
you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Word on the street, Judah. Nah, dead ass though. Hear me out. It's funny you mentioned that because I was telling one of my homies like, "Hey, I'm about to do this live on this new channel. We're talking about X Y Z." And
That's
then
an inside joke. I'll explain word on the street in a second. Go ahead.
I
Though.
go appreciate it. And the first thing she said when I was talking about the topic, she goes like, "Oh, can you please mention how everybody always think I'm gonna blow up for no reason?" And I'm like, as a matter of fact, yes, we are. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy shit with that one, right? Is that yes, I get what you're coming from. I get where she's coming from. However, judging from the memes that I even see my Latino friends online share, some of them, basically, not only have they embraced that stereotype, they they expect it to be celebrated for it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
like
Right.
I seen so many this is an old one, but it's timeless. It's like don't ever tell a Latina to relax. Like no, calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? It's breakfast. You know what I mean? And
That's right.
and I've heard that I heard that so often, so much so that this was I'm gonna get problematic, I guess. That I've seen some black girls say, "How come a Latina girl's attitude is sexualized, but us is considered ghetto?" And which is a great point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, some of that kind of has to do with colorism too, which
of
we can
course,
get into.
yeah,
But it's like you could ask the same question. I mean, that black woman could ask the same question. Does when a light skinned black woman has an attitude like that,
yeah,
is it treated the same way as a dark skinned
that
black
is
woman? And
true.
it sure should not. It
That's
sure should not.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, all these stereotypes, you know what I mean? like, okay, so that temper Latina, I
Mm-hmm.
I never knew where it came from. You know what I mean? Because especially if we start dating back to like early 2000s or 90s, 80s, and beyond, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the machismo shit was at its full force, you know, machismo,
Mm-hmm.
aka toxic masculinity. You know what I mean?
Right.
These dudes, like, their women couldn't speak out of term or all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man, you can't tell me what to do. So I never understood with the whole anger with the Latina came out. Like, I could see the strict mother, you know what I'm saying? You know, not taking no shit, but that's a stereotype in itself. You know what I mean? Like my mom
That's
back in
right.
the day didn't play that shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is synonymous not with race but with a generation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
As the
Mm.
as parents evolve their the parenting styles. You know what I mean? Like, hey, maybe I don't have to beat his ass every time he wants some Skittles. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can talk
That's
to him.
right.
I feel like the anger one is always one that bless you. It's always one that kind of eluded me because I never understood where it came from, almost to the point where it's a meme. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here, I have a guess, right? And a lot of these things, and I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of these things are kind of like they stem from some truth somewhere, right? And so when I think about where could this have started, where could this whole angry Latina come from? And I think it really you can tie that straight back to toxic masculinity. You can tie that back to machismo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you look at that part of the culture where you're validated by how many women you've slept with or how manly you are, a lot of times you sit there and really you raise a generation of women who are bottom line they're abused,
Yeah.
right? They're abused, right?
Actually,
And so
Judah just made a good point in the comment section. He said, when women express displeasure, it's characterized as abrasive, annoying, shrill, and unreasonable, versus male anger, which is generally respected and treated as valid. Actually,
that's right. I mean,
something else.
that has everything to do with what we're talking about right now. And we had a whole before fucking Prince Royce's people took it down. We had a whole episode on machismo about exactly that. Is where is aggression and toxic masculinity is valued, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you sit there and you look at a lot of the ways that toxic masculinity is misunderstood now, it's not that masculinity is wrong, right? It's that valuing masculinity in the form of abuse and aggression over feminism, not feminism, but feminine or typical feminine behavior as defined by the current society is okay.
Bless you again.
So now what is the response? What is the natural response to that? To abuse.
Yeah.
To generations of watching your aunt get abused, watching your grandmother get abused, and watching them have to internalize this sort of stuff, right? And take it because they tell you, oh, for whatever reason, whether it's culture or religion or whatever, they tell you to just take it. Eventually, they have enough, right? And so then they're like, nope, not me. I'm not going to be treated like my father treated my mother or like my grandfather treated my grandma. And then you start building the theory.
You know what I mean? And then even then, it still get villainized to the point where it's a stereotype of meme at this point. Because let's say if anything got like one of the strangest things that got weaponized in this generation is memes. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people take memes to heart. You know what I'm saying? They take those shit as fucking. I make a meme right now and label it fun fact, and 8 out of 10 people are gonna be like, yeah, that seems legit. You know what I'm saying?
I was today years old when I found out.
I was today years old. Like, calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
right. that the arches in the McDonald's are actually two people bowing to each other out of respect.
Because
that's what the actual arches are for. It's not an M.
Dude, I was today years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's crazy. That blows my mind. Like, but to a lighter note, there's one that I personally dealt with way too much in the military, maybe up until my final years in my career, and I fucking hated the stereotype because it's not that it wasn't like a stereotype. It's just like they were just getting the brown people wrong, right? So like let's say scenario, I'm hanging out, it's about to be lunchtime, and a bunch of coworkers, you know what I mean, mostly white, and be like, hey yo, Cypher, we're about to go get some lunch. You coming? You know what I mean? I was like, where we going? He's like, we're about to get some tacos. I know you love some tacos. I was like, first of all, motherfucker, I'm Dominican. Get your brown people correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more of a south of the border, cuisine. Second, you know what I mean? If ain't that, I'm Caribbean. If you would say, we're going to get some oxtail, I'd be like, all right, cool, yeah, okay. We're getting closer.
I would be impressed. I'd be impressed.
I was like, oh, okay, wow, okay, yeah. Hell. But then what blows my mind is with the idea. Like, it's the notion of, I know how much you love tacos. And I'm like, well, first of all, let's get this out the way. And I feel like I shouldn't have to say this out loud, but fuck it, since we're in this topic. Only because you belong to a specific race doesn't mean that you only like a certain kind of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't see me going up to a Japanese person like, hey, man, you want to have some sushi? I know how much you love sushi. People are like, damn, that's fucked up. But yeah, we get the tacos, the burritos. Like, yo, man, you trying to have some burritos? I'm like, how come it's never seen as, if I go up to a Japanese person and say that, or let's say he's not even Japanese, you know what I'm saying? They say he's Chinese. I'm like, hey, I know you want some sushi, bro. Your people love sushi. And then I'm automatically, you know what I mean, getting stoned. We stone people in the military, right? But with the like, all brown, y'all speak Spanish, right? So it's cool. And I'm like, first of all, we all love tacos, so fuck y'all. Second, burrito is not even a Mexican thing. It's a Tex-Mex thing that was invented here, in Texas. And third, why the fuck does my race have to do with the fact? First off, let's get this. I love tacos. People are like, damn, Cypher don't like tacos. No, I love tacos. I'm just saying. But Dominicans generally, like, if you go to DR and, like, if you're a tourist out there, you'd be like, yo, where's the best taco spot? I'm like, bitch, we got some rice and beans over here, man. We still got some plátano, plantains, for those who don't know.
That's right.
We don't do.
I think that's the main thing, though, is that it's about getting it wrong for me. You know what I mean? Like if somebody wanted to clown me and wants to be like, hey, what's some arroz con habichuelas or some arroz con gandules or something, I'd be like, oh, there's a spot in Waianae that I could take you to. It's really good.
Coquitos! Shout out to Coquitos!
Yeah.
I thought the golden arches were fries. Yeah. I thought it was just an M.
Let's see.
When someone
Judah says, when someone makes the taco joke, sometimes they make an ignorant joke at the expense of the dark-skinned person, but sometimes the butt of the ignorant character, it's the Joker himself. Is the Joker, yeah.
Yeah, no, it really is. So I had a legit situation on stream, right? Only kind of to like counteract your point that they're getting it wrong, like they're planning to get it wrong. Because I know for a fact they were getting it wrong because they always assume that. Basically every Hispanic is Mexican. Even if they don't call you Mexican, every Hispanic is basically Mexican, and we all like the same thing. You know what I mean? So I was on stream, and this dude, army dude, stationed in Guam, right? And he always comes in, like, he wakes up. He used to always come in, especially when I was like streaming late. And he goes like, "Hey, yo, Cypher, meet us some quesadillas, bro." This and that. I was like, "Oh man, I love me some quesadillas. I'm about to get me some." Well, but this is Mexican food, not Dominican food. Ha ha ha. Right? Now, I'm over here like, okay, first off, you're white. You know what I mean? So, by your logic, you shouldn't be eating it either. You know what I mean? Like the idea is that, like, yeah, we can eat whatever the fuck we want because, it's okay with us, But Dominicans only allowed Dominican food. It's like, dude, relax, I'm joking. I'm like, yeah, I get it. However, the punchline was weak. The joke was an ill taste. And third, it was just cringy. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, And every time I encounter any type of subject matter regarding to my skin color and food, is always around the same thing. Like, for example, fun fact, Dominicans don't eat spicy food. They do not eat spicy food.
So time out.
Go ahead.
For real?
For real.
Damn.
Dominicans don't eat, like, I'm an anomaly in the Dominican community. Like that, like the Dominicans don't have like really good hot sauces and stuff like that. That's like a South American thing, right?
For real?
Yeah, no shit. I shit you not. Like yes, my girl, as everybody, Dominicans don't like spicy food. You know what I mean? But that's a stereotype.
I mean, my whole family, Puerto Rican, but I figure like Caribbean, pretty similar. Puerto Ricans like spicy.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, like my parents, my grandma always made everything like kind of spicy in it. You know what I'm saying? Like my sofrito, I make con serrano in it.
That actually sounds really good. Nah, like me liking spicy food actually came from my mom's side, my mom Panamanian side of the family and stuff. You know what I mean? But like my Dominican family, like, oh,
Is she half? Your mom's like Puerto Rican in Panamanian, or
no, no, like my mom is a bunch of things. You know what I mean? My mom is Panamanian, her dad's Italian, her mom is Guatemalan. You know what I mean? So I always say I'm Dominican because I was raised in Dominican Republic, and I look like my father. You know what I mean? That's all I know. Hell, I didn't even start finding out about the branching family tree till, you know, late into my adult life. Like, oh yeah, by the way, and another fun fact, and this is crazy, right? Everybody that meets my mom swears she's Dominican. My mom was raised by a Dominican lady. She grew up in she lived in the Dominican Republic after she married my father for so many years. Her dialect, everything, not Panamanian at all. So when I hang out with the Panamanian side of the family, it's so daunting to see like the difference in accents and dialect. It's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But that's one of those stereotypes that really fucking irks me. You know
where did he bring her from? The States?
My mom's?
Yeah.
Nah, she was born in Panama. Then when she moved to the States, she moved to New Jersey.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
Then she was raised by this Dominican lady and married Dominican.
So technically, you have Panamanian, but you just claim DR because that's what you know, right?
Not even Panamanian. Maybe a quarter because my grandfather's Italian.
But like culturally, right?
Well, culturally, so, yeah, like, culturally Panamanian, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I've never been to Panama. I was actually planning on going this year, but then the whole COVID thing happened. Because, like I said, well, I think I told you this, you know, obviously offline, but I very recently started getting reconnected with my Panamanian / Italian side of the family. You know, obviously you met Theo and whatnot. And I've been talking to a family members from Panama, and I was planning a trip, but obviously things happen because, you know, there's a whole side of me that I don't know. But Dominicans is because I grew up with my Dominican family. I grew up in the Dominican Republic. Everything around me was, I mean, even my mom, all she cooks was Dominican food. You know what I mean? So it was just, but yeah.
All right, next stereotype. Check this out. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
This one is fucked up because I got a fuck ton.
Do you really?
Yes. Like this one is so fucked up because
I thought you had one brother, one sister.
So from my mom and dad's marriage is only me, my sister, and my brother, right? Those are the ones I grew up knowing. But like legit, my dad keeps popping up with kids that I don't know where, you know, like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like we're up to 8. Like now,
real?
I shit you not. Like so yeah. So one of them is about to be a doctor actually. Real cool. You know what I mean? I found out about her like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like TMI. Fuck it. My dad doesn't watch this shit anyways. So I got to. So the first time I went back to DR, right? After, you know, my dad's fallen out. I haven't seen my dad like for like 7 years and whatnot. And we're like, you know what, let's go back and kick it, you know what I mean? Let bygones be bygones, we're talking. Everything's going well. Then he goes like, hey yo, I need to talk to you. I said jokingly, what, you got another kid that I know about? He was like, okay, let's keep an open mind. And I was like, God damn, dude. I even told him, look, next time I come here, make me a list of all the shorties you ever think, and we're just gonna drive. And just start looking at, and there's no denying these, like they look exactly like you. And I'm like, yeah, bro, these are strong genes. Be like, this is. So yeah, so we're 8 in total, and counting because you never fucking know. And by the way, to the lead up stereotype, I saw this from a meme. Only in a Hispanic family do you have an uncle that is like 4 years old. So like,
I mean, that's gonna be my family. So me and Marlene will adopt, right? And so my grandson is going to be 1 in February. So my grandson will be older than
hey Marlene,
his grandma. I mean, not his aunt.
His aunt.
So you got an aunt and a nephew. The nephew will be older than the aunt by the time me and Marlene adopt.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Hold on. Stuff that's supposed to be spicy is bland as fuck when it's not spicy. Yeah, I mean, there's savory, there's salty, there's spicy, there's sweet, right? And I think that there's a lot of things that are just fine, like a good steak, right? but you could make a spicy steak. There's a serrano and jalapeno blend that I've been meaning to use on a steak before, to where it's like good and savory and spicy. That'd be dope.
So here's my thing when it comes down to like the spicy thing, and this is the last I'm gonna touch on it because I want to get so distracted.
I'm still blown, mind blown. I did not know that.
Dude, shit, there's a whole like skit about it, about like Dominican stereotypes.
But I was raised in California too, so I guess I missed it. Yeah.
I gotta go find the other link. There was like a whole skit like Dominican stereotypes that people often get wrong, and one of them was like the dude, the Dominican cat, was eating. It was like, oh, this is too spicy. Like, what? You guys don't eat spicy? Like, no, man. You know what I mean? But
you know what you should do? You should pull that shit up, throw it on the screen.
I should. I don't even know where to begin. I didn't even know who the hell made that skit. That shit, I saw that shit years ago.
Next time, just so you guys know, for all the people in the chat,
Judah and Miley.
Yeah.
What's up, Eclipse?
We're gonna do some shit. Oh, we got some other people in here.
Yeah, we got it. We got Eclipse Atlas over here. We got Marlene. We got Judah Rad out here. Eclipse over here talking about Hispanic stereotypes or Latinx stereotypes that we're just tired.
We're done.
We're taking a stand. Take this as a formal protest.
And by the way, you know, just because we're tired of hearing the stereotype doesn't mean that it might not be true for either of us or somebody in the chat, right?
I.e. the amount of siblings I have.
Right. No, that's for sure. So here's the thing: is that, like I said before earlier in the deal, is that sometimes you have a stereotype based off of like a little bit of truth. Mm-hmm. So if you are Catholic, then you do not believe in birth control, right? Yeah. And so if you're a strict Catholic, like all of South America, because of what happened when Spain colonized and murdered you if you didn't fucking convert, hashtag Christianity. Then you're gonna have tons of kids, but it's not really a thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I have kind of the same situation as you, just a lot less. I have a brother.
Just a lot less.
And then my biological father, I have two other sisters. Mm-hmm. So there's four of us, and I would call four a big family, right? But that's not really a thing anymore. Marlene is actually just her and her brother, and she's Panamanian. You know what I'm saying? So
I think this comes. I don't know. I feel like the further you go away from your motherland, wherever that is, you know what I mean, the less likely.
The further you get away from Catholicism,
even better. I actually prefer that. Strike what I said from the record. Let's go with that. The further you get away with it, you know what I mean, and the less likely that's gonna be true. And then especially like here in the States, you know what I mean, because even with everything that's going on politically with the the states, the Latinx in the States are way more liberal than they are up in like in my case, Dominican Republic. You know what I mean? Like
depend on the age, but yeah.
Well, depending. But it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things that like I can tell you myself just from my dad's side, because my mom is just, she only has 3 kids and was the siblings that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my father, man, like my man, I don't know, man. Dude can't pull out of a driveway apparently, because I just keep. But
hey, you know what my favorite part is with people like that?
What?
How fucking surprised they are when she says I'm pregnant.
Every time, dude. Every time. This dude would legit look at him, a little dude that looked exactly like him, like, oh, that ain't me, bro. I don't know how that happened. It was like,
I'm not even talking about. Let's say we're in a monogamous relationship. Let's say we're like, hey, I'm pregnant. What?
How?
What? I mean, what? Like, you know how babies are made, right? Like, it's I mean, I hate to. I love my brother to death, but I'm like, he's like, yep, she's pregnant. I'm like, do you use protection?
Nah.
Was she on protection? Mm-mm. I'm like, oh, okay, so y'all wanted a baby then? Like, nah, we didn't.
I thought I pulled out. You know what I mean? It felt very pulled out-ish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's difficult technique to master. You gotta fight all your impulses and instinct. I mean, look, and not to get too, not to dive into that.
Oh, pulling out.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, you know what I mean? There's such thing as Can I say it? Pre-cum?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-cum?
Yeah.
This is TMT After Dark.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so we're good. Yeah. So there's such thing as pre-cum. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you know what I mean? Look, I'm not gonna get into how the babies are made or like the the ovulation cycles. Just wear a condom. You know what I'm saying? Even if she says, "Look, I'm on the pill," if you wear a condom, you're like exponentially increasing the chances of not having a baby.
Okay.
We
Let's be real.
Oh,
let's be real. How often do you wear a condom when you were fucking?
actually, all the time.
For real?
I shit you not. Like, it's funny because that's a stereotype, right? I shit you not. I can count in one hand, all the times that I didn't use. I didn't even know, and again, TMT After Dark, I didn't even know what was the feeling of without.
Yeah.
Until very recently. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe in the last 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. Yeah, I mean, and that was like one time just to see what it was, and that's it. Then with my girl, you know what I mean? Yeah, obviously, but at the same time, I wouldn't be like, bro, she's pregnant. I don't know what happened. I'm like, nah. It's one of those things where it's like, if she one time tells me like, yo, I'm pregnant, I'll be like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta get one. You gotta
might as well watch it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You gotta get one past the goalie afterward. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna happen.
Judah says the pre-cum are the pawns. The vajayjay gnomes usually defeat them. Yeah, I mean, so it's funny. The environment inside the vagina is actually hostile to sperm, and that's why you need semen to get through. So if you have a little bit of pre-cum in there's not enough semen, the actual transportation for the sperm.
We need to change the title of this video.
But yeah. Hey, you and your growing body. That's what we're gonna call it.
Can we make a video about that? Just like a whole parody of just us, like just giving lessons about.
We can do that. We can do that. Shit, we should do it. That's our TikTok. Like talking to the lowest common denominator in the culture. We'll do that.
I love the fact that we're grown ass fucking men talking about our TikTok idea, guys.
Yeah. Hey, my lead says, I had a classmate in high school ask me, can I get pregnant if he came on my leg, my thigh? Yeah. You know what that is? That's a product of parents who are too afraid to talk about that kind of shit.
Robert, did your parents talk to you about the birds and the bees?
Yes.
I never understood why they're bees and bees.
But here's the deal, though. Here's the problem with the way. So my mom was like ultra religious, ultra Christian, right? She still kind of is, but worse when I was little.
God damn, you must be her favorite child.
Bro. My dad was like regular, right? Dude from the Bronx, in the Marine Corps, right? Like he's not anything like
what a tour from Okinawa. Like, just hold on.
100%. He tells me stories about Australia, and I'm like, man, I'm glad that we're probably past the what's it called, the
storm.
Nah, the how long a crime before you can get charged.
Oh, the statutory. Wait, what? No, that's not it. Statute of limitation.
Statute of limitation. Yeah. There you go. I'm like, man, maybe some of these stories just keep to yourself. Nah, they weren't that bad. But he just tells me, he's like, oh, fuck this and that, blah blah blah. But one thing that he always did was he did that stereotypical sitcom dad thing where it's like the mom wants to be super religious, so I just stay out of the way and let them be. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with me, right? So my mom taught me the abstinence version of safe sex and all that. Sex before marriage, evil, God will kill you, right? All that shit. And oh yeah. So one thing is when I became an adult, straight up whored out, and even though I technically knew about safe sex,
you're like a repressed preacher's daughter.
I am. I'm a preacher's son. Like, you know what I mean? Like more or less. You know what I mean?
Dr. Drew on MTV like that. That's what my lady said.
That dude was legit. That dude was legit. I love Dr. Drew.
Dead ass though. I shit you not. My sex talk was weird. Not even like the awkward. Oh, come on, mom. It was like legit. like my mom was like, "Don't make me a fucking grandma," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm assuming that happens because of sex, right? She goes like, "Yeah, always wear a condom. If you don't got money for a condom, ask me," and I'm like, "Cool," you know what I'm saying? But that was it. That was like the I don't know, the extent. Like my father never was like, "Nah." Yeah, but then again, like, do you really want advice from those who who's still finding out? Like,
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm telling you. I don't know how it was. I there's a couple things that I've determined, given my youth. I've determined that HIV is really not that common. That's
yeah, no,
and having and making a baby is actually probably harder than it looks. Because I did not use protection. I was a complete fucking idiot, and I was a product of a childhood that didn't really wasn't taught like the importance of that sort of stuff. And so to where, what was it, that homophobic kind of thing, like, hey, you wear a condom, like, and then the thing back in my toxic days was, nah, I didn't wear a condom. What am I, gay? Like, it was just one of those things,
gotcha.
right? And of course, it's embarrassing, talking about it now. Like, but that's how fucking stupid I was. You know what I mean? Not only was I an idiot, with regard to homophobic shit, but I was also an idiot for the rest of that stuff. Like, you dumb fuck, you got to be gay to have kids, or to get AIDS, or to get STDs.
Just
you know what I mean?
Just being responsible.
That's right. Just being a fucking responsible adult.
The boys will be boys. Fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
not you,
yeah. And not only that, if I did get sick and not know it, then I'm spreading to other people as I keep doing my thing. You know what I mean? Like,
it's weird.
Just I was a fucking idiot, an idiot.
Like, so the truth is, to me, like, my biggest thing was in this. It's especially like I met so many kids when I was in high school who got pregnant, you know what I'm saying, or got somebody pregnant, you know what I mean, and that was a level of stress I didn't want to deal with. And then when I joined the military, my biggest thing is I didn't want to be I want to be a father who saw their kids grow up through a computer screen, you know what I'm saying, because of the travel and whatever the case may be. So to me, it was just like, fuck it, I just rocked the birthday hat and just go about it. And that was legit, like, why I always, because I just didn't want to be in a situation where, you know what I mean, like, again, I got so many other co-workers, friends, like in the military, who either can't see the kids for whatever reason, whether they're having an issue with the baby mama or just simply distance, because, I didn't want to go through that level of stress because, I feel like that would have broken me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being 100%, I feel like that would have been something that would have jeopardized my career in itself, because I feel like I would have been a broken man in that case. And that was legit, like, the only reason that I was always very, I guess, responsible in that particular case. Well, and even then,
smart.
Even then, like, again, I'm not trying to like fucking flex or pat myself on the back and shit, but like to this day, one of the things I'm very glad at is the fact that any of my other past relationship conquers, whatever the hell you want to call it, you know what I mean? I'm glad that I didn't have kids with any of these, and even if we in a good terms, they're friends, or not necessarily friends, or just like somebody that, there's no animosity between us. One of the things that I think that would have fucked with me is the fact that I live here and my kid will live somewhere like in Hawaii or something, you know what I mean? Aside from the cost of my money to go see them, you know what I mean? The time, the distance, it would be, I don't know. It's just, that was just my thing, personally, when it comes down to it. Which again, back to the stereotypes, a lot of times, let's talk about how, Latin men have a stereotype of, going getting milk and never coming back type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you hear that shit so fucking often. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like it's a meme at this point, and it's crazy because that's one of the unfortunate ones where it's fucked up how often it's the case. You know what I mean? And in the 90s, 90s and 2000s, it wasn't as criminalized as it was now for some dude saying, peace, I don't want to have this family, and I'm just out, you know what I mean? I'm going back to my country, you know what I'm saying? and it's just, hell, look at my father. You know what I mean? Motherfucker got so many fucking kids, and barely saw any of them growing up. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny when you talk about stuff like that. When you sit there and you got to figure out like what is the root cause of a thing, right? And so you're right. That shit kind of happens, but I would say it happens in places, and we don't have to go down this road because that's not what the show's about. But it happens in places where the system, the system brings up a
I get what you're getting at.
The system is not made in your favor, right?
Yeah.
And so what you do is you create a system that results in broken families, right? And so, like when we start talking about this, conversation has actually happened for both Black and Latinx communities, where they talk about fathers who don't stick around and shit. I'm like, you built the culture that created that kind of stuff. That's not inherent. You know what I mean? There was a meme that I saw a long time ago that I thought was really good. That it said, listen, it was actually in relation to black on black crime, but you can kind of plug and play the kind of things that you believe are inherently negative about a culture.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of put in whatever you want here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you either think this negative thing is inherently a part of the DNA,
mm-hmm.
right? It's intrinsic.
And, I mean, that's why that black and black term is so racist. You know what I mean? The black and black crime.
Right. That's exactly right. You either think it's intrinsic, or you think that it's extrinsic, which is by definition the system that they're a part of. One of those makes you a fucking racist. So you choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you sit there and you go, what is the system that perpetuates this stereotype of fatherless homes? And that's the kind of conversation that when I think about stuff like that it happens. And what is it? Is it toxic masculinity? Is it a system of oppression? Is it a system of where you don't have equal starting lines on the race?
I mean, it's fucked up because either of these scenarios is obviously bad. But I also think, where you're located in regards to the world, because if you think about Dominican Republic, right? That's honestly the only country I can talk. I can somewhat educate. Well, not even that. Just based on my experience, that I can talk about, right? Is that so a man gets married, has a family, right? That's the norm, right? But then he goes and fuck around and gets a side chick pregnant, right? He'd be like, well, shit, I have my family. I can't jeopardize that. So you're on your own. And that'll be it, right? At that point, especially like in, you see that a lot more often, like in higher class families in the Dominican Republic, you know what I mean? And it's I don't think that's a system thing. At that point, that's a machismo thing, you know what I'm saying? Because back to the episode that got taken down by Prince Royce people, we're never going to let that go, by the way.
Nah. By the way, I submitted another one today, so fuck it. I guess we're going to get sued. I'm just going to keep submitting them. But
I can't afford a lawyer, Robo.
Sorry, Mylene. We're going to lose everything because I'm gonna get this fucking thing up. That's for sure. For nothing.
For nothing, right? For all 20 views. But my point is, we're talking about a man self-worth and was how many women he can get with, right? That is extra true in old school Latin families, you know what I'm saying? Like a Latino man has to be machista. He has to be that dude. And even in that, dude, I've seen so many situations like with family friends and stuff, like, this exact thing happened, and I'm married, got a kid. Oh shit. Yo, she claimed that's my kid. Nah, I can't jeopardize my family. This is the one these are the ones that count.
That's
these are my kids. You know what I mean? And it's always that shit. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because when that translates to the States, you know what I mean? It's what you said, like a system that is, designed to oppress you. You know what I mean? But yet, it's fucked up because when the stereotypes and the jokes, and you heard them, like I fucking in middle school, high school, motherfuckers be like, well, at least I got a dad, and I'm like, okay, douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be like the joke. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hell, there was like a fucking tennis player.
But 5 times out of 10, I'm like, but your dad and mom don't love each other, and your dad's fucking around, and your mom's fucking around, and
Dude,
like,
I used
okay,
to-
at least you're not divorced. Yeah.
I just throw in like, look, man, does your mom have a personal trainer? Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely piping your
Yeah,
mom.
yeah. So
He's
you got
definitely-
2 dads. That's
yeah,
good.
that's
You're
good.
super lucky.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trust me. Your John, you know, your dad John with the New Balance ain't doing that
That's
work, bro.
right. That's right. Yeah. But let me tell you, I kind of blame. I mean, we can get into the system. We can get into fuck the man and all that shit, right? But I'm gonna throw another one out there that I know you're not fully on board with. I get it. But this shit is think about the system that religion. It doesn't even matter what religion really builds. Where it's like, think about a system that tells you, hey, you know how you got married and you had a kid? Well, when you fucked up and you had a kid, that doesn't count because that's outside of the oath to God. So abandon that other woman, abandon that kid because you have this over here. You know what I'm saying? And oh, by the way, God forgives. God forgives. So when you're abandoning that other one, make sure you get God's forgiveness by. But you know who doesn't get that God forgives shit? The wife. The wife. Oof. If she cheats, man,
bro,
that's it.
Bro,
Dunzo.
the worst.
How
like,
dare you?
She come, yeah,
You know what I mean?
bro, not even G, bro. Let her go to lunch with a coworker.
Oh yeah, wrong. Ostracized.
You
Hey,
went to
husband,
st-
you want to divorce her? Because I'm the church. I'll sign that bitch. I'll
Dude.
sign that divorce right
dude,
now. Like,
dude. As a matter of fact, we don't even need your approval. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you're a
you're
single.
divorced.
You're a single man.
oh, you don't want to be divorced? Okay, but you're allowed to fuck whoever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah, it's
I cannot believe she did that to you.
Bro, at Starbucks, she got the white mocha. Oh man, nah. You gotta.
How many times did she buy you white mocha? 0. That's what I thought.
Bro, that's what I thought,
Yeah.
bro. She don't even.
God forgives.
She has you drinking coffee at home. That's some bullshit. That's some old bullshit. That's what that is. No, but like dead ass though. You say here, like we joke about it, right? And all these stereotypes. You know what I mean? Now, full disclosure, right? Before like anybody here that knows me, it's like, hey, Cypher, we heard you make these jokes before. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny, but let's, you know, what I mean, also context. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that every joke is wrong, and if one joke is horribly wrong, then all of us should. You know, what I mean, it's also context and how you feel about it. You know, be sensitive about shit. With that being said, though, have I joked about several of these stereotypes? Hell yeah, even in this channel, in my channel, I've joked about the whole Robo having, you know, growing up with dad, and and obviously me having a translucent father.
Damn.
I know. He was in
dude,
and out.
so pretty much he was Drax. He just stood real still.
Yeah, he
His whole life.
like the whole he was just like, he will come in and out, bro, like a bad phone reception. So, with all that being said, though, I mean, I honestly don't think all these stereotypes is 100% true, because look at Robo. I mean, responsible father. Was he a fuckboy in the past? Yeah, didn't stop him being a good father. And I'm not saying that because he's here, because I've seen him actually interact, you know, with his kids and whatnot. You know what I mean?
I mean, my dad, not my biological dad, so I guess that part fits the stereotype.
It's funny because Marlene said the same thing, laughing my ass off of my biological father. I was like, damn, bro. Hey, yo, shout out to all stepfathers, man. You guys are the GOAT, B. Like, shout out to all the stepfathers, bro. Because
But check this out. But check this out, though. Like, it has to balance out, because, you know, in her case, it was a Korean father who picked her up as a baby and raised her, right? So that's why she considers herself culturally Korean and all that, because she was raised by a Korean father. But check this out.
Can she speak Korean? Gozamida? Like,
she has words. She speaks Korean like I speak Spanish.
nice. So,
Yeah. So,
poquito.
un poquito. Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
muy bien, bro. With your grassy ass.
¿Dónde está el baño?
La biblioteca. Why is it? That's one that pisses me off. Everything's like, hey, ¿dónde está la biblioteca, Cypher? I'm like, motherfucker, why is always the library? Like,
Yeah. But here's the deal. My father, again, flex, Puerto Rican, born in Puerto Rico, raised in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
You just hit every accent on each.
Everyone.
In Puerto Rico, the Bronx. I was like, yo.
La Isla de Encanta. You know what I'm saying? And then he moved to Nueva York, met my mother, and then sit there and he raised me like he said.
How much money do I need to pay you for the next stream? You only talk like that. That's the only. That's the like.
Mira, hey, I do not speak Spanish at all, but I speak like this all day, man. You know what I'm
saying? my English not very good looking, man.
Did he say he doesn't speak Spanish or English? No, he said he doesn't speak Spanish.
No.
Why does he sound like that?
It's like there's like, remember like that Family Guy episode where Brian and Zoe were in Mexico and they were like in the back of a pickup truck and this dude was like, oh, where are we? And the dude like explains to him like in perfect English why he can't speak English. And then he goes like, yes, I can only explain why I can't speak English. He was like, oh, but where are we? ¿Qué? I was like, what the fuck? But when it comes down to like at the end of the day, man, I feel like some stereotypes you don't realize how low key racist they are because our dumbasses, think they're compliments. I'm like, oh, you Dominican,
Ooh.
bro. You that means.
Dude, I got it. That's a great segue.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Latin lover. Was that where you're going?
Yeah, I was gonna go with the Latin lover.
Get it.
I was gonna go. It was like talking to a shorty. She'd be like, "Oh my god, I love Dominican. You guys are so exotic. You know what I mean? I heard you guys are good. And I'm like, hell yeah, we are. Damn right. I'm doing this for the people. And then like 5-10 years from now, I'll be like, that racist bitch. Like she like I was
especially since they didn't want to wife you.
No, definitely not, bro. It was like,
what I'm saying?
I bet like all I like now, when I replay every time this shit happens, I'm over here like, you were just trying to piss off your father. This was your rebellious stage. This was like, you know what I mean? After you marry like fucking Henry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yeah, there was this one time I was a little wild and I got with a Dominican. And you'd be like, oh word. They always and I was like, man, that's some more bullshit. But you're dumbass because you're horny. You'll be here like, hell yeah. Psh. Oh, like, oh my god.
Yep.
I heard that you guys.
It feeds that toxic side of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you guys like you dance? And I'm like, oh, I'm a great dancer. You have not seen these bachata moves though.
Me, I'm like, nah, way better.
Way better.
Because I can't dance that good, so don't judge my fucking face off that.
But we're so inclined to fulfill that stereotype, right? Even though,
man, I was telling Marlene that the other day, where I was like, oh yeah, Gasolina would come on or whatever, and I'd be out there, and then she's like, I thought you don't dance though. I'm like, to white girls I do.
You know what's crazy though?
So you come out there and be like, oh yeah, I got it, and then every other brown person in the room's like, the fuck is that dude doing? The white girls are like, oh my god, he's doing salsa. I think it's called salsa or something. It's really good.
No, but they always say salsa, salsa with a W. Oh, like, oh my god, do you know how to dance the salsa? I was like, bro. And Eclipse was like, Cypher, that accent is perfect. Like, I don't know if that was sarcasm or not.
Which one, the girl one or the
girl one? What? No, but dead ass though. It's funny you mentioned that because I always wanted to like be in a situation where like some dude who is basically faking until he's making, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's obviously Latino, like how you describe yourself, right? And then he's dancing and be like, this motherfucker. Then I see that I like what is he doing? But then like I always feel like even me back then, like I will see what he was trying to accomplish. I'm like, all right, bro, I get it, I understand.
Game recognized game.
Yeah, I know, but but that is the. I mean, that stereotype even follow us even in kids' movie, like in Shrek. Puss in Boots. They got Antonio Banderas, and he had the googly eyes. Say, hello, mon ami, I am here to, save you. And I'll be like, really, the kitty? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, but he's Latino. He got the Spanish accent. I'll be like,
hey, here's one for you.
I appreciate your Eclipse.
Last of Us 2.
Fuck Manny. Man, why you always going fuck Manny? He's like, oh my god, damn Manny, her too. What can I say? the ladies cannot get
Yeah.
enough. I mean, like, bitch is the apocalypse, and
Yeah.
man, he's not using protection, B. Like,
Yeah.
he just populating that whole camp, B. Like, oh man,
Yeah, they wasted no time either. Like, oh, cool. What's her name? Not Ellie. What's her name?
Abby.
Abby. So like Abby's in there. Boom. Father got murdered. Spoiler alert. All that shit. And 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 so he'd come out there and like, okay, cool. It's time to start her story. All right, let's play. Oh dang, she got jacked. Yeah. Oh,
Mind you,
there's anger.
At this
Yeah,
point, you're
anger.
supposed to hate her because you playing.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
so you're like
So-
playing with her with hate.
Yeah. I was like, man. And then when you die, you're like, good.
Good.
And
And
I fucked up. But this is satisfying.
She decided.
And
to-
here comes her homie. Hola, Abby. What's going on? Hey, yeah. Oh, I came down from the mountain. Okay, Michelle. You know she wanted it.
You know,
She wanted it all night.
all night.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
no.
oh my God. Walking down the hallway. Here comes fucking Sarah. Like, hi, Manny. Oh my God, her too. Yes, about 2 months ago. It was very
It was great. She keeps wanting more. You know what the shit that really bothers me, that every time there's that character and they want to, give him some emotional depth, it's always the sick father. It's always the cuida mi hijo por favor. Like, and I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a dude that's been like, he's been like, obviously that man has been in the state for a while. I mean, he survived through the apocalypse, and yet he only speaks in Spanish, stereotypical Spanish words. Oh, Avi, Dios te bendiga. I'm like, well, he's religious too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So, real quick, fun fact, right? I actually, and I know they're horrible movies, but I actually like a lot the Paranormal Activity movies, right?
Yeah,
And,
me too. I watched a bunch of them.
Yeah. So in Paranormal Activity 2, which is my least favorite, for many reasons, but one of the reasons is that it's some sort of a prequel to the first one, right? And they have a maid who is Latina, right? Which is fine, whatever. But the fact is that she was the one that recognized that there was like an evil spirit. Oh no!
Yeah.
Like she was like with the
Ay,
stage.
Dios mío.
I was like, she was like, word. I was like, look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, and then like they had to rehire her to like, oh, she's the only one. I'm like, look, man. Even if that was my grandma, right? The first thing I asked my grandma was like, "You bullshit these motherfuckers, right?" Yes, mijo, I'm trying to get extra money. Like, but I was like, really, the Latina, like it's always the Latina, the Latina lady that is like always. You need to. There's an evil spirit here, and you need to cleanse your soul.
Do you watch The Office?
No, I do not watch. So
All right, bro. First of all, you need to correct that fault in your life.
Oh my god! Like, do I need to like watch The Office right now? I'm
The
just
Office
doing that
is
because the
dope.
clips clips was like, I know people who sound exactly like that, bro. Like,
I think he's talking about Manny.
I
I don't even know. Eclipse
uh,
Atlas is not.
I thought he was talking about
Or she. They.
the female. Oh, I know Eclipse.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is it from the Discord?
From the from the Discord.
Game in Heaven.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh no, not from the Game in Haven. From Cypher.
Dope.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
what was I saying before? Supposed to write down the things
The
I
Office.
say.
The Office. No, bro.
Okay, yeah.
At this
you gotta
point,
think
at this point, it's just like second nature. Like,
oh, yep, he's gonna forget what he's talking about.
I just put like a mental clip. Hurry up before you forget again.
There's a scene where they lock themselves in the office in the building they work in, and they go out.
That's the name
So
of the
Oscar,
show.
yeah, they said it. They said the name. So Oscar's in the show. He's a gay Mexican dude, and Jim's in there, and so they come out, and finally it's like early in the morning, must be like 4 or whatever, and the cleaning service shows up, and there's a bunch of Mexican ladies outside the thing, and Jim's like, "Hey, Oscar, come here," and he says, "See if they can let us out," and he goes, "Why do you assume that they don't speak English?" And Jim like feels bad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, go." He's like, "Come on." He's like, "Hey, how you doing? I was wondering if you could open this for me." And then the ladies are like, and Oscar's mad. He's like, yeah, you got lucky, okay?
You got like, But it's you know what though so depending like it's okay. You know what I'm just gonna say. When I see like in movies or TV shows, you know what I mean, like the cleaning lady is Hispanic. Like it never bothers me because I know there's like an immigration issues well situation there where like there's probably the only job they can get, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know I mean, so it doesn't really bother me. It just bothers me when that lady has to have like some expertise on some shit she probably won't have no expertise for. Like in this particular example with the paranormal activity, like she was expert on the, exercising the ghost from the house, and I'm like, look, man, now one of my aunties or nobody in my family could all they could do is pray the rosary. You know what I'm saying? And even then,
and light like 10 different stupid candles with different pictures of saints on them.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying though. Like, and that's always like when it comes down to the issues like in popular media. You know what I mean? We talk about Manny. It's always if you're gonna be this character, this is the entirety of your personality. You know what I mean? If you're a Manny, you know what I mean? You're the Latin lover, or the women's love Manny. And then if you're like Latina, like either like if she's a young Latina, she's like. She is just basically something to look at. Yes, just something to look at, and you're like, oh my goodness, is that? You know what I mean? And like especially in comedy movies, they play her like to be so dumb and so it's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if she's older, you know what I mean? She's either like a very stereotypical religious. Ay, mija, mira, no salgas así, Dios te bendiga, and I'd be like, look, man, I could tell you like how many times my mom be like, hey, yo, I'm gonna pray for you before you leave. My mom be like, yo, don't be home late or don't, so you don't catch these hands. I'd be like, yes, mom. That'll be it. You know what I mean? There was like, ay, mijo, no salgas así, Dios mío, en el Padre, del Hijo, del Espíritu Santo. And I'll be like, never. You know what I mean? Maybe my grandma.
Ever.
You know what I mean? But, you know.
See, and that's a good point right there. See, a lot of times we have these kind of conversations and people say, but I do know people like that. And it's like, bro, it's not that those people don't exist. There are Mannies. There are people who who latch onto that shit. But when you don't show the diversity of a people, right? Mm-hmm. And when I say diversity, I don't mean like different races and shit. When you don't see that, hey, what it does is you dehumanize them and you turn them into a character.
Yeah. Yes.
There are, little old Mexican ladies that believe in Santeria and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? There are those people, but if that's the character, then they turn into a cartoon. There are regular ass Latino men that just mow the lawn and spend their weekends building chairs and shit. You know what I mean? And when they fuck, it's normal and missionary. Like it's like these are regular people. There's nerdy dudes. There's douchebag dudes. You know what I mean? There's surfer dudes. It's like, and the women are the same way.
This is why we contrast this, right? It's because whenever you see a white character, for example, like in media, there's always there's more nuance to them. I mean, there's more character depth. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Ellie, right. Let's go back to The Last of Us 2, right? Ellie wasn't like, oh my god, like they killed Joel, and I really want some revenge right now. I mean, like it was not that. You know what I'm saying? It was like she talked like tomboyish. You know what I mean? Oh fuck that, mother of a sailor. Same with Abby. Abby was very military. Like it's crazy. Manny and Abby were in a military camp. She was very militarized. I mean, she was very stoic. But Manny wasn't, right. And he was one of the best soldiers along with Abby in that group. But he didn't speak like that. He wasn't like very soldier like. It was just he was Manny. And I always that's where the contrast comes from. You know what I'm saying? When we talked about this. Oh man. So much, and we're talking about black characters, like they're from the South, they're the stereotypical Southern, you know what I mean? Now,
that's right.
A good example of a show that did it well, actually almost flipped the script, was Cobra Kai. You know what I mean? On Netflix, right. You know what I mean? Miguel, which was the main character, he was Latino, but he wasn't like a stereotypical Latino. If anything, the stereotypical ignorant white dude was Billy Zabka's character. You know what I mean? Sure. It worked so well. But again, that's why the only reason these issues even get highlighted, why it bothers people so much, is because every time we want to see ourselves, project ourselves, be represented, it's always the same characters. Like you said, maybe not every Latino dude is Latin lover. Some of them are nerdy.
Right.
Some of them, have different tastes, different interests, different dialects, different. Yeah, it's just, but we only get represented.
Yeah. And again, I just wanna like, hey, so people watching this in the future, one thing that I will say is that we've only really, been talking about the either positive, right, stereotypes, like, oh, the Latin lover, that's such a bad stereotype to have. It's not about whether it's, and there are negative ones, like the way the Mexicans are only portrayed as gangbangers, and Puerto Ricans in New York, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans in New York are always hood. Always. As if there's no middle or high class Puerto Rican or Dominicans in New York running businesses or anything like that. They're all gangbangers. So it's like, but even the quote unquote good stereotypes are harmful to a people because it literally dehumanizes them, and then it create. I want to repeat what I said earlier. It turns them into a caricature, to the point where I don't know if Miley's still watching.
She said, she was talking about her mom blessing her and lighting all the candles.
Oh, okay. So she's in. So check this out. We're pretty much she's from the Pacific Northwest. I claim it. I'm starting to slowly claim it because I've been there so damn long. But she goes to take a job. She has a master's degree in clinical social work. She does therapy. She does, all this shit, right? She's a mental health professional.
You're so awesome.
And I like to brag, but because
that was a hard flex. I like that.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what your wife does, but my wife has a master's degree. I don't know.
Does she even go to school? I'm sorry. Anyways, I got sidetracked.
I mean, it's cool if you don't. Everybody needs McDonald's. That's cool too. I like that.
That's a job. Hell, it might be a career if you're dedicated enough. All right, continue. She has a master's.
Yeah, no, but she shows up. Check this shit out. She goes to a place called Bellevue up in it's like north of Seattle, super bougie.
I know where's that.
And so she goes into Bellevue, and she's gonna show up. She's gonna be a therapist there, and the lady looks at her. She calls me at lunch. She goes, "You will not fucking believe what happened at this morning. It was straight out of a movie. If you saw this scene in a movie, maybe not you." But if white people see the scene in the movie, they go like this. That doesn't happen. No, here we go. Bitch, literally, she calls me. She goes, I came in.
They will legit see it live on Facebook and still be like, thick nose.
That's fake. So check this shit out. So she goes there and she's like, I'm here for the new job. The lady looks at her fucking confused. I'm about to shame somebody else's job. Nothing wrong with being a receptionist, but I think it's funny that the receptionist at the place looks at the new therapist hire and goes, "Oh, straight fucking face. Are you the cleaning service?" I was like, nah, because I was showing up to a brand new job in a bougie area, and that's the part that kind of pissed me off, like, even more is. She had to have been low key, like, trying to fuck with, because, like, weren't dressed like a fucking, you know what I mean, a clean lady, but just the brown skin, you know what I mean. I got another one for you. I got another one for you, real quick. So again, she's a therapist. She works at the prison here in Hawaii. She every now and then she has to go to parole board meetings so that she can give her, like, whatever the fuck prognosis or whatever the word is. I don't know.
Like, yeah, he's ready to go back to society.
There you go. Exactly. What's the opinion, right? So she walks in, and then the judge talks to her like, "Hey, right there, sit right there," and then she's like, what's going on? She's like, he's like, are you an inmate? Inmate, you said it. She goes, I'm not the inmate.
I'm not laughing at you, Mylene, right? I'm laughing because I was to say, if this motherfucker says inmate, I'm a fucking A. Go ahead, finish.
Straight up. So I told her to make, I'm one of those types. That's probably why
I'll make a formal complaint.
Part of the reason why I am where I am in the military, because a large part of it is my own fault too. But we'll just go ahead with the part of it. Some people are smart to go like, look, that's gonna affect my career. That's gonna piss off the wrong people. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like we're fucking burning this whole bitch down, and if that means I don't find a job, I guess not. But she sat there. She did make a complaint about it. But it was like, oh, like what are you gonna do? Fire the fucking judge because the therapist didn't like being called an inmate? But let's get to the point real quick. Let me repeat myself for the third time. It's the last time I'll say it. That's the harm from even supposedly harmless stereotypes. Like, what's the harm of being portrayed as only cleaning service workers in movies? What's the harm in only being portrayed as Latin lovers in movies? Because then you become a caricature. You don't become a real person to these fucking people.
Of course not. Even then, like ingrained these people's self-conscious. It's just the fact that I need to look for this particular face for me to understand that this person only belongs in this particular thing. That's the only thing that they comprehend. Actually, I'm gonna do you one that seems less harmful, but psychologically speaking, has some especially like at a person's young age, could really fuck up their whole outlook about themselves, right? The Latin lover, right? I'm a brown kid. I went to new high school, somewhere where the demography does not have a lot of colored students, right? And motherfuckers look at you with the stereotype, oh, he's Dominican, he's played baseball, he's Dominican, he must, all the girls gonna love him.
Baseball.
Hey, tú juegas pelota, tú juegas el béisbol. You know what I mean? Like, all these things happen, right? And I'm just another nerdy kid who is not athletic, is not particularly confident enough to talk to, members of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Just a regular kid, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, I get curved. All of a sudden, or not even curved. Let's say somebody does give me a chance because of the stereotypes, and I'm a virgin or whatever, and I completely leave her dissatisfied. You know what I mean? A couple of the homies or people that I think are homies are gonna be like, "Yo, come play baseball with us," and he's like, "Yo, put him for third bat. He's probably really good." All these things, and I bomb each one of them. Motherfuckers will look at you in the eye. What kind of Dominican are you?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're not really Dominicans, or worse yet, this is where you start feeling a failure to you and to your people. He's like, damn, bro, I thought Dominicans were better than that. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? You put yourself this pressure and this weight of a whole, culture that you let down. And it's crazy because people are like, oh, that doesn't happen. That's silly. No, I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen. Hell, and I'm going to tell you right now,
Shit that happens to me. Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I often, and I didn't see the harm in this joke for the longest until you and me had to sit down and talk. But you see somebody, oh, he's Puerto Rican, he doesn't speak Spanish, he's Dominican, or whatever. You don't speak your native language, right? And you'll be here, you're like, damn, what kind of Puerto Rican are you? You know what I mean? And you say that's a joke, whatever. But at the same time, if you hear it once, maybe you can shrug it off. You hear it 100 times. Almost to the point that every time you talk to people and you don't get that sense of camaraderie from, maybe because let's face it, when I see in the military, especially in the Air Force, there wasn't a lot of Dominicans, a lot of Puerto Ricans. And I used to get roasted all the time. It's like, hey, yo, Cypher, how come every time you see another Dominican, you'd be like, Dominicano, la, 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 la. You know what I mean? Like, and that'd be like, that was the joke, right? But you know what I'm saying? But that was it was so true. Because, you know what I mean, there's a sense of camaraderie. But if somebody who can't speak Spanish, all of a sudden be like, it's like a disappointment, like, oh my God, I thought you were one of us. And then all of a sudden, like, I can't fuck with you just because of that. You're like, no, I'm still Puerto Rican, like my dad. The only difference is I don't speak Spanish. That's it. But then you carry that shit with you, so you start feeling like you're less of who you are.
That's right.
Because of it.
That's right.
I mean, and I'm gonna tell you right now, being vulnerable here on camera, I used to joke like that, and until like there was, you explained to me like, hey, this is what the harm. I mean, like, holy shit, I need to call every non-Spanish speaking Puerto Rican Dominican that I came across and be like, hey, just let you know, you mad Dominican, you mad Puerto Rican. I apologize. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got some coquito for you. Just send me an address.
I freaking love comics in the chat. So I'm
ahoy, mates.
A quick pause real quick. Ahoy, mates. How's the weather in your hemisphere? Yeah. The Roos are out tonight. Now, this is either Ree
or Judah being funny.
But I got a sneaky suspicion it's Judah jumped accounts, and that's his version of Australia.
Because I was about to tell you, man, like all the time I've spoken with Ree, not once she typed like that.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, mates.
Ahoy.
Is that Australian? The Australian pirate.
By the way, can
I'm gonna. She goes. Actually, it's free. I was just trying to be funny. Thanks, guys. I'm leaving.
I was like, oh shit, my bad. Hey, ahoy. I was like, matey. Hey, no, real quick.
No, go ahoy to you too.
The ahoyest. Hey, real quick, Marlene. I'm so sorry that happened to you. You know what I mean? For real. You know, and this is actually one of the things that, as more people come in.
This is Reed, mateys.
Nah, mate, this is Reed, mateys. Word. This is definitely not me. Nah, but this is one of the things that I hope to accomplish with this channel as it keeps growing. You know what I mean? To not so much to have people like, hey, Cypher and Robo really changed my mind. I'm gonna change my racist view. Wait, like no, the motherfuckers.
We're solving world peace right here. So
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Oh, that'd be awesome. It's like, hey, and the Nobel Peace Prize goes to these two guys. And we just show up like in t-shirts and all that.
With a hoodie.
But, all right. But overall, though, like I want to reach out to the motherfuckers.
Hey, my walk-in music won't be Prince Royce.
It would not be. I was like, hey, missed opportunity now, motherfucker.
No?
Like
What?
That ass though. That Prince Royce like his me. I was like, hey, I want to work with you guys. Like, bro, come right in,
Fuck
yo.
you, man. You know what's funny too? Is Prince Royce a guy who got shit? Doesn't have a damn thing to do with this, but it doesn't matter. If I ever meet him, like, fuck you, bro.
I would not.
What?
No, I at least have to get the picture so I can get it to my girls. Like, hey, babe, I met Prince Royce. We're basically best friends now. I explained to him that thing with the video. The video's going back up. Everything is cool. He spoke to his people. I spoke to my people. My people being like just you. Like,
yeah. I am the people. I'm the one sending out in the fucking YouTube thing.
You are the people. God, okay, but guys, I'm just a pretty face on camera apparently.
No, I'm saying the people dealing with the
you.
legal thing, man. Like,
I'm still mad we're going through that shit. That's a stereotype.
Bro, so remember when I put it? Remember when I put in the? I told you I put it like on the Discord. I put in like what I wrote, and I even told Aaron the whole story, and we were like, look, either way, you win, because we're either gonna be sued or they're gonna put my video up, you know. And if they sue me, well then shit, I'll fucking call the news. We'll fucking. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Prince Royce's people suing a fucking YouTube channel with fucking 30 people on it. You know what I'm saying?
41.
And it's like 41, my bad. But
those numbers are important, bro.
But here's the deal. There's a third option I didn't realize.
Taking the high road?
YouTube wrote back and said literally pretty much this. Not verbatim, but they go, "We're not sure exactly what you're trying to say here. We're not forwarding this to the fucking copyright people." Yeah.
That is like the.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's a third option. YouTube saying to go fuck. So today, I wrote up a whole nother thing. Yep. So let's see what happens.
I just love how even YouTube was like, dude, just fuck off. Just come on.
Bro.
Just cut your losses.
41 people. Hey, Steve. How much money does a 41 subscriber channel make us? Negative 742.
They cost us money.
Yeah. Hey, go fuck yourself. Prince Royce said, "Go fuck yourself. Take the shit down." You know what? Here's another strike.
You know what's crazy though? It's actually even simpler. Like all we gotta do is just like cut that little 20-second piece off. Same video. It's just the same video. Like nothing changes.
I won't.
It's not like the whole narrative was about Rechaza, man. That Prince Royce songs. No, it was just a 20-second of us saying how the song has some toxic masculinity, machismo shit to it, right?
Shit, yeah.
And it's just 20 seconds. Literally, that's all it was. Yeah. But we was like, nah, bro. It was like, yeah, like the Prince Royce was gonna make that was gonna be the video that was gonna shoot us to stardom when it comes down to this shit.
It's the principle of the matter, and anybody who knows me, anybody who knows me, knows that principle of the matter is like my driving force to a mental health problem degree. People are like, why are you that mad about this thing right here? Why does this piss you off right now? Because, like, oh, I gave my homeboy a starburst. Here's a starburst. And I go, I don't want a starburst? You know?
Bro, how you hit 3 Latin stereotypes in one sentence, bro? pride, jealousy,
I don't want to Starburst.
and pettiness.
Yeah. I don't want to Starburst. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, is Robo that mad I didn't get him a Starburst? No, he's mad. No, he's that mad.
That forever reminds me of that one conversation you and me had like a couple years ago, where I was like, I was just talking to you about like, yo, every time I see you, just I'm scrolling through Facebook and it could be like a random post and it'll be like, Robo Strange, comment on this person. And I was like, oh, there's some tea in here, and just be going in, and I'd be like, oh shit, like, oh, he's mad, and then you were like, you know what's crazy? You get me. Because a lot of people be like, he can't be really that mad about that. He's not that serious. He's just trolling. I'm like,
he's trolling. I get that. He's trolling.
I was like, no, he is legit pissed. Like, he's like legit. Like, because, so back when we used to work together, I could see him in his office. You'd be like, he had one of those, like, stand-up desks, right? So he'd be, like, typing it. And all of a sudden, he'll be like, he'll grab his phone, take 2 steps back, like, and I'll be like, is it a bad time? Bro, check this out. This is the type of shit that I fucking hate.
Yeah.
One time you did this shit.
Hold on. Ninja Turtles with nostrils? Just do you think that rules the whole thing? Fucking nostrils? No, fuck that. Give me 2 seconds, man. I can't.
I remember one time, I shit you not, bro. We're in a staff meeting, and like in an Air Force staff meeting, you got your commander, your director of operations, like everybody, like all the important motherfuckers, right? It's basically, a dog and pony show for your higher ups being like, yeah, we're not fucking up here. See, these numbers are projecting quite nicely, even though we got 18 people injured. But anyways, one time we're like in a meeting. I'm sitting next to Robo, right? It's important to know, I was conducting these scheduling meetings, right? And Robo goes like, bro, psst, Joe, check this out. So you can hate cops as much as I do. Look at this shit. This motherfucker just got shot for no. And I'll be like, dude, I hate cops, but can we not talk about that while the boss is? And that was, which was ironic because if I remember correctly, that video is about an airman who got shot because he walked out his car with his wallet. Yeah,
wallet.
You know what I mean? But well, I mean, you guys know where we stand when it comes down to police brutality. Fuck those guys.
Yeah,
big time. That is just that's never gonna change. They'll come at me and well, not all cops are bad. Well, bitch, the ones that I see in my phone are fucking assholes. So fuck those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even. Man, that's a whole nother episode. I freaking love comics. Robo, there's another. See, nah, mate, this is mateys. Robo, it was very stereotypical when you asked Judah to get his lawyer friends to help you. I never asked that.
Hold on. Okay, but can you please explain why?
Now it's definitely Aaron.
Can you please explain why that's funny?
Because Judah Rad is a Jewish man. By the way, I still maintain that you can say he's a Jew instead of he's Jewish. It's all on inflection and sentence structure. Yeah, he's a Jew. Versus, he's definitely a Jew. That's for sure.
I've actually heard it used as a verb. It was so weird. And I was offended for like. I'm not even Jewish. Like, I was offended.
But how fucked up is that for real?
That is so fucked up. Like, all right, guys, let's do this up. And I'm like, is he allowed to say that?
Hey, are you trying to Jew me right now? Because this, and it's like, and you sit there and you're like,
oh, it's not saying Jew is not offensive. I'm like, no, motherfucker, come on, let's not be let's not split hairs here. You know what I mean? Or I don't even know if that's the correct analogy.
And that's the thing right there is that I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life where I did, right? I would say the R word. I would definitely say like, oh, you're Jewing me or whatever. But then you have to get to a point where it's like, okay, that's fucked up. That's literally a fucked up thing, right? Here's the part that blows my mind is that there are people who exist today that
real motherfuckers.
All right, so of the people that still say shit like that, there's 2 camps. One camp is, and to be honest with you, I kind of sorta it's the camp I respect the most. Respect I use loosely. That I don't give a fuck. I don't care that it's offensive. I'm like, okay, all right, bet you're a douchebag and you own it.
Simple.
But here's the other camp. What's wrong with it? oh my God, you're so sensitive. I'm like, time the fuck out. If you're gonna use autism or the R word or Jew as a verb and pretend like you don't know what's wrong with it, there's something else going on with your fucking.
It's like when they say like, oh man, this generation is too sensitive, and I'm like, okay, Karen, I see you lose your shit over your coupon being expired. You know what I mean? And let's just get this out the way too. Is the fact that
hey, just tell that motherfucker happy holidays and see what the fuck happens,
bro. I celebrate Christmas, like bitch. I don't fucking know that shit. You know, happy holidays to you. You know what I mean? But it's crazy because it always like when they say something like uber offensive and shit like that. You know what I mean? Let's say back to my. The beginning of the episode, go full circle with my taco shit. I'm like, hey yo, Cypher, let's go get some tacos. You know what I'm saying? Like you love, you guys love tacos, right? And I'd be like, that's fucked up. And they'd be like, why are you so fucking sensitive? Do you not like tacos? Exactly. What's the problem? I'm like, no, fuck you, bitch. That's not how you meant it. So don't play stupid. Because it's like you said, if you're an asshole and you own that shit, you know what? That's what's up. I want to hang out with you. I still think you're a piece of shit. However, you're an asshole and you're open to it.
Hey,
that's an asshole pun, by the way.
IFLC just says sometimes Judah's dad gets a good deal, and he goes, "I used them."
I used them. That's what a guy do. Like I like how Judah has like the dad jokes just down packed, bro.
Hey, 99.99% of the time, my face is like this when Judah makes a joke. Sometimes it gets me, and that right there is fucking funny.
He us them. I'm like, yo, man, I can't wait. Like when
I totally just us them.
when Judah, when Judah like have kids and whatnot, I just want to see like the dad jokes, like, you know what I'm saying, like, hi waiter, I'll be your customer today, and I'll be like, come on, dad.
All right,
but
we have more to go, but I mean, you want me to continue going down this list? I mean, let me do one more. Let's do one more.
We're gonna close the book on one more. I bet.
Yeah, we'll close the book on one more. Okay. Marlene will like this one actually.
Why? Because she texted it to you just now.
No. Just because I know she's my wife.
By the way, I just like picture her like being like on the other side of your like computer or whatever. Like,
now say this.
Remember to say that. And I feel like
every time I say a food in Spanish, arroz con gandules and pollo guisado, it's her. Pollo.
You got like a fucking airbud in your ear.
Yeah, like yeah. And take that out of your mouth. Oh no, she was talking to somebody else. Sorry. She's yelling at the dog.
Alright, go ahead.
Oh,
crikey!
So check this out. Crikey! Man, that is Ree. I'm convinced now. It's fucking Ree.
I don't even know. I wish I was close enough to Ree to be like, say something. Only she would know about Cypher, but like,
there's nothing that she can say that Judah wouldn't know. So.
Exactly. So I'll be like, all right, go ahead, finish up.
So here's a myth. Well, it's not really a stereotype, but it's a myth.
A legend.
All Latinos look the same. This, especially in entertainment and media, fucking huge. Because, and it goes, if you haven't seen it, once this video gets processed, we'll put a little card up at the top if you're watching this after it's been published. Cypher is a Roy legend, maybe.
Legend. That's definitely Roy. Only she holds me in such high regards.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So.
But he goes. So check this out. Lauren Velez, she plays like detectives and shit. She was in. I think she was in Dexter. She goes. I couldn't get an audition as a Latina. People didn't know what that was. They just said, well, our vision of a Latina looks more Mexican or Central American or Spanish, which if you watched our Latinos and Race, they're fucking white, right? And that was an interesting journey to take. It's something that I had to struggle with initially. So when you watch that video on Latinos and Race, you know that you have a mixed bag. Like you could just look at Cypher's hair, and that's Afro texture. So
hold on. I got to do the whole thing
in all its glory. Look at that. That is Afro textured hair, right? And then Afro textured hair comes in different grades. Some And then as it gets more curly and Afro textured, there's different grades. I'm learning about this very recently, so I'm not an expert on it by any means. But you have all the way from European hair to the most curly and tightest of curls of Afro textured hair. But you also have the indigenous people, right? So sometimes you might have people that are their genes are heavily indigenous and black, but they're as Dominican as anybody else or as Puerto Rican as anybody else, but they don't get picked for the roles because, again, the danger of stereotypes is that you get put as a caricature versus a human being, to where now we have an image I need to see in my mind, and if you don't fit that image, then you're going to have self-image issues. You're not going to be in media because I need all of my Latinas to look like either Shakira or J-Lo.
It's funny about that, right?
And J-Lo being the brown version of Latinas when she's white as fuck. So
yeah, but it's crazy. What's even crazier about that is even if they and even in those roles, right? Even when they can speak perfect English, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They give an accent.
You have to have an accent. You know what I mean? Like there's no buts, ifs, or ands. You know what I mean? Because
unless you're from New York,
unless you're from New York,
hey, drop the accent. Do the Brooklyn one. Okay, cool. We're good.
But even then, this is something like that. It's not even correct Spanglish. They be like, hey, every once in a while, just throw in some Spanish words randomly. You know what I mean? Like, not even like, not in Spanglish, because there's a whole art to Spanglish. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're having a conversation with somebody, like, if the sentence flows and you don't lose the actual structure of the sentence by switching the words to English and Spanish, then that's considered Spanglish. But sometimes motherfuckers be like, ay tú, mira que tú haces mi, like, and it'll be like a Hispanic character, and be like, what are you tripping about? I was just outside, you saw me. And you'd be like, oh, I know, pero es que tú no estabas over there. And I'd be like, okay, we get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it. You know what I mean? Like, hell, even when they introduce a character, like, oh, mi nombre es Vanessa Castillo, right? It's like they have to say, oh, what's your name? If you say Vanessa Castillo, I'm assuming you're Latina, right? But they have to, even the whole, mi nombre. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, we get
That's
it.
Right.
It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, is Marlene dropping hints?
You listen to us? Yeah, she is. But she'll be like 15 seconds behind. Yeah. No, that's exactly right. All right. This is the 5th time I'm saying it, and I'm saying it in closing. We're talking about stereotypes. Check out the whole thing if you came in late. After it's published, check out the whole deal, because we have some fun, and some of it sounds harmless, but they are harmful, especially when you take the humanity out of a people and you turn them into a character. You know what I mean? And so if you need any proof of that, just look at white people in media, and then you have everything from the businessman to the Bayou to the Boston to the middle class, low class. Oh, you have everything, and so it's easy to look at a certain type of people as human people versus a gangbanger, a maid, someone who's Spanglish. You know what I mean, the shit is harmful. So get better. Get better.
Well, that being said, though, me and Robert, we're gonna be doing these lives every Tuesday and Thursday. So catch us again on Thursday. Catch us again on Thursday. And if you guys want to see us at our nerdiest, Robo is actually affiliated with IFLC, and they talk about fucking comic books. You know what I mean?
I freaking love comics. Go ahead and of course it'll be in the description, but type that in. I freaking love comics.
Hell, or just click on IFLC right now. They're talking in the chat. Just, simple as that. Me, personally, I run Cypher World. Cypher World, we talk about gaming. All things gaming related. So, also, follow me on Twitch where I live stream, and I constantly repeat Raggedy Bitch. That's kind of like my thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead, Dorval. You gonna say some shit?
No, I was gonna say I think you should change Lo Tigre to Raggedy Bitch.
Raggedy Bitch. Well, the Lo Tigre is more. I feel like Lo Tigre will be more marketable. I mean, I could put Lo Tigre. I could put Lo Tigre on a T-shirt.
If you put Raggedy Bitch on a T-shirt, promise I'm buying that.
By the way, guys, my new line of T-shirts coming out. Don't forget to get the Raggedy Bitch. Oh. Hey, yo.
All right, y'all.
Yo, real quick, mi gente, we out. Shout out to the squad, Lo Tigre. Robo, you guys had a cash raise yet?
Yeah, it's wash your hands, wear a mask, and get out there to fucking vote. Anybody who tells you it's not worth it to vote, they're an operative. They're fucking shill. They're probably getting paid to tell you that. Go out there.
How the fuck did that fucking cash raise become a lecture? Anyways, guys, we out.
Is it a catchy?
So fucking it rolls up.